Hello and welcome to West TV's production of Hills West Football. Today we have a matchup of undefeated teams. The Westhampton Hurricanes come to the Hills West turf to play the undefeated Hills West Colts. Should be a great game, 5-0 both teams, so should be great.
And a rematch of last year's Suffolk 3 championship. Hills West looking for revenge. Westhampton won that one 28-14 and went on to win the Long Island championship, so it should be a good one today.
Yeah, big-time rivalry game. Some pieces lost from both teams. Obviously, the seniors have graduated. Westhampton lost a big senior, Dylan Laub, running back now at New Hampshire. Very good player, and should be an interesting matchup today.
Yeah, it should definitely be. The Westhampton Hurricanes are number 3 in New York State, and the Hills West Colts number 7. So definitely two very talented groups coming out here. We're just about ready to start it up. Both teams getting each other hyped up. Last game, the Hills West Colts did not allow a point. They won 21-0. Sadiq Hines, 6 carries, 93 yards, and a 70-yard touchdown run. Huge day for him. Davon Wright had 1 carry, 40 yards, and a touchdown. And Justin Brown had a 55-yard touchdown catch. So a big 21-0 win moved them to 5-0, and now they face Westhampton today, also 5-0.
Yeah, interesting fact here on Hills West, they haven't allowed a point since September 21st against Kings Park. So that's 2 straight shutouts for them. Playing very great football against another great team in Westhampton today. Should be a great matchup.
Yeah, just like Hills West has been dominating their competition, so has Westhampton, coming off a 35-14 win at Islip. They've been beating their opponents pretty good, so it should be a great one today.
Yeah, some defensive players to look out for. Joey Venezia, linebacker, he has 4 interceptions. That is among the league lead in Suffolk County. And Gerald Filardi as well has 4 picks. So both players making an impact on defense. Also those senior linebackers, Jake Setta and Michael Carubia. We did have an interview with Michael Carubia earlier this week on the Colts Corner podcast. Or was it last week?
It was last week.
It was last week. Great interview.
Game.
Yep. So check that out. If we're going to promote it, let's do it. Colts Corner podcast every Thursday. It's up about around 3 o'clock, I'd say.
Around 3 o'clock every Thursday.
We're talking professional, school, collegiate, everything you need to know about sports. And also on that channel is the Fantasy Football Breakdown, new show that we're doing this year. It's turned out pretty well. If you need fantasy football help, we're talking start, sit, waiver pickups, all that kind of stuff. And looks like we're about ready, so check out that stuff throughout the week. We are ready for our first live broadcast of the year. It's great to be here, and let's do it. It's a little poocher. And there's a penalty. That was an interesting kick right there to start the game.
Very.
Maybe trying an onside kick type of thing.
Find the dead spot, kind of.
Yeah.
Not necessarily an onside kick, but more of a pooch, like you said.
Yeah, a little poochy. Very interesting there.
5-yard penalty offsides on Westhampton. They'll re-kick.
Yeah, as you heard from Mataratona, 5 yards on the offside. John Jimenez caught that ball. So they'll re-kick at the 35-yard line. And let's actually do it. And another whistle.
That's another penalty.
Unbelievable.
Not a great start for Westhampton.
So they're trying 2 poochers, and they've got 2 penalties so far. They were already moved back 5 yards, and now looks like they're going to move them back again.
I don't think you could try the same strategy here, because if you do a pooch bun right there, now they're getting the ball around midfield, and that's great starting field position for the Colts.
The ball will stay at the 35-yard line. That was interesting. Maybe they'll tack it on at the end of the play. But the ball will be kicked off at the 35 for the 3rd time today. So let's actually do it. And he kicks a far ball caught by Justin Brown at around the 8-yard line. They'll take it up the right side. Taken down at about the 26-yard line. And the Colts offense is ready to start today. They put up 21 points last week, as we said, and they're looking to go up against a pretty tough Westhampton defense. So Gerald Filardi will lead the Colts out. Ball at the 26-yard line to start. And the Colts offense will go to work. And we're ready to go. Filardi under center. In the backfield is, I believe, to Kim Griffin, number 20. Justin Brown out to the right in motion. Hand off to Keem Griffin up the middle. He bounces off a few tackles, and he's down to around the 33-yard line. So a nice chunk there.
Pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Hills West.
Some chippy action on the end of that play with Elliot Porter and the Westhampton defender.
Doug Griffin's a guy who impressed us last year, only as a freshman. He's looking to get more involved in the offense this year and the future for the Colts.
And there's a pitch to the left side, Justin Brown. He'll slip through a couple tackles. Still rushing the pile. He's down to the 40-yard line.
Justin Brown with a first down run.
A nice carry to first down for the Hills West Colts. So you could see they're using the same play with Justin Brown in motion coming into the backfield. First they went to Keem Griffin up the middle. Then they pitched it out to Justin Brown left side for a first down. So Filardi still under center. Griffin in the backfield. And I believe it's Justin Brown out to the right. It's Justin Brown in motion to the left, but it's to Kim Griffin up the middle. He'll get about 5 yards. Tough run. And a solid start for the Colts.
By Doc Kim Griffin, pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Hills West.
2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line for the Colts, as their offense has been effective today.
Yeah, sticking with the run here, Doug. Just like we saw last game, Filardi only threw 8 passes. The run's working.
And there's a handoff. Up the middle, Justin Brown slips through. Oh, he just can't break free as he's down at the 46-yard line, and a first down for the Colts.
Just got tripped up there at the end, almost broke that one loose.
Yeah, you could see the sideline getting excited. Almost slipped it through for 6 for the Colts early on.
It's nice to see the offensive line go out here and start hitting people right away with a lot of run plays.
Yeah, 10:40 to go, and time still ticking here in the first quarter. So early on, and the Colts offense has been effective, mostly running the ball. Jake Sedich checked in, moves to the left in motion. In the backfield to Kim Griffin. Under center is Filardi. They'll pitch it out to Justin Brown on the left. He'll cut up field to the middle, and he's down to around the 40-yard line.
By Justin Brown.
And he's about 4 yards short of a first.
Getting 5-6 yards per chunk here, Doug, and it's pretty clear we're trying to establish the run game early, as West is, and keep it going as they move into Westhampton territory.
Yeah, both teams do not throw the ball a lot. The Westhampton Hurricanes only threw it 5 times last week in their win, so they're definitely looking to establish a run game. And a lot of motion in the backfield before the play. Under center, Filardi. They'll pitch it out. There's a huge run, and that's going to be a first down and more out to around the 30-yard line. That is Sadiq Hines. We spoke about him earlier. He had a big game last week. He had 6 carries, 93 yards, and a 70-yard touchdown run.
Having a bit of a breakout year this senior year, Sadiq's been very involved in this offense, looking to continue that today.
Yeah, definitely a guy we didn't mention a lot last year, but become one of the stars of the Hills West offense.
So Filardi under center. They've got 2 running backs in the backfield. In motion is Justin Brown. But they'll hand it off to Kim Griffin. He's tripped up at the 25-yard line. So another big chunk for the Colts, and the run game has really done a nice job moving the offense down the field today.
It's not just the run game, too. It's the motion run game. They keep running guys in motion, whether they get the ball or not. Confuses the defense, spreads it out.
Yeah, it seems like it's keeping the Westhampton defense off balance a bit. Filardi has not gone out of the shotgun yet. He's been under center every play. More motion, 2 receivers to the left now and 1 to the right. They switch spots. Justin Brown. Up the middle it will be Griffin. He spins off a tackle, still going on his feet. And he will drag the pile, still on his feet. Picks up an extra 3 yards down to around the 18-yard line.
Really tough runner for a guy who's only listed at 5'4" and 150. The sophomore really making an impact early on in this game.
Yeah, as we said, we did speak a lot about him last year when we did a couple games at the end of the season where the Colts already snuck into the playoffs. So he got a lot of playing time in some blowout wins, and he was really effective. So obviously they're using him this year. More motion. And this time they'll pitch it out to Sadiq Hines, right side. There's a hole. Still on his feet, spinning down to the 10-yard line.
Run by Sadiq Hines.
And the Hills West offense continues with that pitch play to both sides of the field, and it's been effective so far.
Yeah, more tough running from the Colts. I haven't seen one guy get tackled by the first defender. Reminds me a bit of Saquon Barkley, actually. We were talking about him earlier this week on the podcast.
Yes, we did. I love the promotion. You love to see that stuff. So this is the first time Filardi will be in the shotgun. Just kidding. He'll go under center.
Almost got you there, Doug.
Did. A lot of motion. Changing up at the line. Filardi under center. He'll get the snap. Hand off to Kim Griffin up the middle. He'll pick up about 3 down to the 5-yard line. It's a first down for the Colts.
It'll be first and goal to go for the 6-yard line.
This is an impressive drive by Hills West here against a 5-0, pretty solid Westhampton D.
Yeah, they run the ball on every play on this drive. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little play action here, get them on their heels.
Yeah, very impressive for a team that hasn't given up more than 14 all season. Looking to get on the board really early here.
Oh, there's a fake pitch up the middle for Sadiq. And he tried to move the pile. He's dragged all the way back. Looks like they'll get forward progress to about the 3-yard line. So another nice pickup. And it will be second and goal for the Colts.
4 yards to go to the goal line.
So the Hills West offense 4 yards away from putting up 6 on the board. Matt Mandel, the junior kicker, has done a nice job this year. He has 11 extra points. No field goals. So they'll look to get in the end zone here. Justin Brown to the left, Filardi in the shotgun. 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and it's a timeout, Westhampton. Timeout, Hills West, sorry. So they'll have 2 remaining with 7 minutes and 3 seconds. 0-0 the score. And so far, it's been the run game carrying the Colts offense.
Yeah, really the ground and pound, just running it down their throats so far. Looking to get in the end zone here and go up early on a pretty good Westhampton team. Defense, like we said, hasn't allowed more than 14 points. Those totals for the whole year, 13, 7, 8, 12, and 14. So very impressive so far for Westhampton, and pretty impressive drive here for Hills West.
Yeah, I wonder how many opening drive touchdowns they allowed. Very uncommon for great teams like this at a high school level. Should be a great offensive matchup here from the Colts, looking like they're dominating here, especially on the run.
Yeah, and the Colts have established they have a couple running backs just going to work. Justin Brown, Davon Wright, he's been used as a wide receiver more this year than ever. Sadiq Hines as well, and we spoke about Griffin. So 4 guys that can run the ball effectively. Last year it was more Davon and Justin Brown. This year they're getting Sadiq, who we said senior breaking out this year, and DeKim Griffin going to work as well. So it is a 2nd and 4 for the Colts offense. In the shotgun is Filardi. To his left is Justin Brown in motion, Sadiq. There's going to be a handoff to Justin Brown. Up the middle, he is in for a touchdown. Justin Brown, a 4-yard run and 6 points for the Hills West Colts. They go up early on the Westhampton Hurricanes. So the Hills West Colts on the board early, and a huge touchdown as Justin Brown's able to fight his way in for a 4-yard run. Matt Mandel out for the extra point. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So the Hills West Colts take a 7-0 lead with 6:57 to go here in the first quarter. And let's check out the Hills West cheerleaders as they do their normal, beautiful routine. We did highlight the cheerleaders last year. We love to see their routine. Let's see, do they do the jumping jacks this year?
Oh, they are.
Yes, there we go, baby. Brilliant. So seven jumping jacks equals 7 points for the Hills West Colts. And they'll kick off to Westhampton. They'll get their first try on offense, which has been pretty prolific this year, especially with the run game.
Yep, and just want to say, really impressive drive there by Hills West. took up almost half the quarter. 6:57 remaining. 5+ minute drive. All run plays. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, the offensive line was dominant. Opened up some holes. The running backs broke some tackles, and they ran it right down the field.
Yeah, look out for Jaden Alfanosjan. Alfanosjan? Sounds about right. Last week he had 11 carries, 112 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he caught all 4 of the quarterbacks, the quarterback Clark Lewis, all 4 of his passes for 61 yards. So it looks like they'll try a ground and pound style as well. There's the kickoff. Fielded around the 15-yard line. And there he goes. He's going to break free. 23 down the sideline. He's got some room. Is he going to go all the way? Sadiq chasing him down, and he is gone. That's a touchdown, Westhampton on the kickoff. Did not see that one coming.
Yeah, pretty good response there, Doug, got to say.
Yeah.
Just pointing out the obvious there, but great return there.
Yeah, it's an 85-yard return for number 23, Tyler Nolan. He's a senior, and that's a way to respond. I mean, really unbelievable. You give up a bone-crushing opening drive, dominant by the Hills West offense, and then you come out and return the kickoff for 85 yards. So impressive job by Westhampton, and they'll look to tie it up here on the extra point.
That was a real fast play. He really darted down the field right there.
Yeah, big holes up in the middle of the field, and he was gone up the right sideline. Thought Sadiq had a chance to catch him, but no chance. So the kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is up and good. Extra point. Jackson Hulse.
So that's Jackson Hulse. And it's a 7-7 game with 6:46 to go here in the first quarter. So an explosive start for both teams. The Colts ground and pound offense went to work, and one play on special teams, and we're tied here at 7. As Hills West will come out for their second offensive drive. Shout out Gannon. Great guy, great teacher, great coach. Boys soccer on a roll. We spoke about him on the podcast as well.
Yeah, all Hills West sports.
Really looking good, yeah.
Here as the season winds down. Boys soccer is on a bit of a winning streak right now. Coming off of a 2-0 victory against Hauppauge on senior day.
Definitely getting some momentum coming into the playoffs, peaking at the right time, which you'll love to see in all sports going into the postseason.
Yeah, girls soccer big win yesterday at their senior day. They won 4-2 against a pretty talented team, and they're moving their way into a playoff spot. They clinched, I believe, last week. So Hills West sports on the rise. Should be fun coming up to playoff time.
Shout out Casey Brogna, we see in the comments of our YouTube live chat, one of the star players for the soccer team.
Yeah, really good player. Broke his collarbone last year, right at the beginning of the playoffs, so wasn't able to be featured there in their long playoff run. They'll look to replicate that this year with Brugner in the middle of the field.
Right, replicate the run, not the broken collarbone. That is.
Yes,
we
do not.
We want Casey out there. We want him healthy.
We want health.
And we want him being a big part of this team.
So a kickoff here for Westhampton. Kicks down to around the goal line. Justin Brown will field. He'll make a move, bounces off a tackle at the 20. He's past the 30, and about the same spot that they started the last drive, down at about the 32-yard line. And Filardi and the offense will come out for drive number 2.
That was a great move right there by Justin Brown. Made a guy miss early and was able to get a great gain out of the play.
Yeah, bouncing off tacklers, definitely something we're seeing early today. And it's pretty interesting how we saw Westhampton open the game with those 2 pooch kicks. And this kicker's got a pretty good leg, reached about inside the 5, the end zone both times. Pretty good for a high school kicker. So it was interesting to see that. Keep an eye on that just for later in the game if anything happens.
Yeah, we do like to keep an eye on the kickers. If you guys know from last year, Peter Adler was the kicker for the Colts. We did a
over-under.
It was almost
the game inside the game, though.
Yeah. It was almost a touchback every time. So we had a little over-under there. Thinking how many times. Both kickers here in this game have shown to be pretty solid. There's a run up the middle to Kim Griffin, still on his feet. Past the 50, down to the 50, down to the 49-yard line, and a first down for the Colts to Kim Griffin. More motion plays, and it's working all day for the Colts offense. So a first down for the Colts. And Filardi's under center again. Griffin in the backfield. Seems like Griffin starts in the backfield and they work some motion. Like to get Justin Brown running as they'll hand it off to Griffin. He picks up around 4 yards down to the 46-yard line.
You see that play, and you saw the play before. He's getting tackled by these carriers, but he's dragging him for a few yards more. So for a guy, like we said, is only 5'4", pretty strong to be able to get those yards after contact on those tough runs downfield.
Similar to a beast mode, tough to tackle. You could say that about a lot of these Hills West running backs. Here's Justin Brown. This time, not a lot of room, maybe a gain of 1, so it will be third down.
There's a flag down on the play.
It'll be a third down, and there's a flag, so we'll see what that is. $7-7 here in the first quarter. 5:48 to go. Second offensive possession for the Hills West Colts. Scored a touchdown on a 4-yard Justin Brown run. And the Westhampton Hurricanes responded right after with a 85-yard kick return.
Penalty against Hills West.
So that's a penalty on Hills West, 5-yard penalty.
Down and 12 now.
So 2nd and 12 for the Colts. And let's see what they do here. First time that they've been in a longer situation.
See if they open up the pass here. It's still under center, Filardi is, but we'll see here.
In motion again, Justin Brown. Pitch to the left. He's got a little room. He finds a hole. There he goes, left side. Does he have enough? He gets past, and he's tackled down at the 10-yard line. So another big run for Justin Brown, and that pitch play, really effective.
That's an excellent play call right there. You get the wide side right there, all the way on the left. Justin Brown, a lot of speed, is able to get to the outside and make a few guys miss and get a huge gain on the play.
Yeah, really working. The run so far, that pitch play, really working out pretty well. And Doug, me and you were both anticipating the pass maybe there in a second and long situation.
Definitely.
But why stay away from the run when it's just working every play?
It's been extremely effective. And we've got a timeout on the field. So 7-7 here in the early part of the game. 5:39 to go in the first quarter. And we will take a small break.
It's an injury timeout actually right now.
Yeah, so we'll wait for play to resume.
That looks like Justin Brown down right now after he got hit on that play.
After the huge run, I thought he was going to get all the way to the house. But a nice tackle. Took him down at the 10. Let's talk about last year's game in the Suffolk 3 championship game. So the game right before the Long Island Championship, the Hills West Colts battled. They went to Westhampton in a nice contest where Westhampton was victorious by 2 touchdowns. They beat him. They beat him by 10, 28-14. The running back Lob, who we spoke about before.
Yeah, he was very effective in that game. You know, he was one of the best running backs on the island last year, probably the best actually. He had in that game, he had. Sorry for a second. In that game, he had 28 carries for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns. Very effective, as I said, and that's really what killed us in that game. So not having him out there is going to be tough for Westhampton.
Yeah, Lob, definitely a crucial part of that team. He's now a freshman at New Hampshire. And just to highlight what Westhampton's missing this year, that he led the team to their first ever 12-0 record, also their first ever Long Island Class 3 championship. Last year, he had 47 touchdowns and a school record, 2,680 yards. Pretty impressive. His career numbers, 101 touchdowns, almost 6,500 rush yards, and 14 touchdowns receiving, and nearly 1,250 yards in the air. So very impressive career for him. And looks like Justin Brown's being helped off the field now.
Yeah, struggling off the field. You really hate to see that. He's been so effective, especially on those pitch plays we spoke about before. But he'll be taken off the field and attended to. And that just means that these running backs will have to step up. We have not seen a lot of Davon Wright, which I'm a little bit surprised about, considering he was so solid last year.
Looks like he's checking in now, wide receiver, Doug.
Yeah, there he is. And looks like more touches for Griffin. And maybe the play call will have to change. But we'll see. It's been effective so far. But Filardi under center. He'll hand it off to Griffin up the middle. Still churning his feet, about 3 yards on the carry. So it should be second down inside the 10-yard line for the Colts.
Pickup of 2. It'll be second down and 8 at the 8.
So the ball at the 8-yard line for the Colts offense. Out left is Davon Wright. They have not passed the ball yet. Griffin in the backfield. Filardi under center, like he's been most of the game. There's a keeper for Filardi. He'll try and escape. Oh, he fumbled the ball. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up by Westhampton. Ball at the 11-yard line. It's recovered by Westhampton on the Filardi fumble. Looked like almost a broken play there. Totally. And we spoke about with the absence of Justin Brown, the play call opens up. You put a new guy in there, and all of a sudden, looks like a broken play. That was Elliot Porter, number 8, who was in motion. Looked like he was taking the spot of Justin Brown.
Yeah, tough break there for Hills West. The run really been working out so far. Unfortunate there. But hopefully the defense can hold up here.
Yeah, so this is the first real offensive possession for Westhampton as they had the 85-yard kick return as they'll hand it off up the middle and nowhere to go. What a big tackle off the edge.
Cedric Gordon there, new to the school this year, Doug. Really 77, he's a monster on the inside, huge tackle there. And I'm sure we'll be calling out his name a few more times today.
Definitely a big fella, that's for sure.
Wow, I mean,
one
what
of the bigger guys in the
what an
state.
explosive burst off the edge and just got right to the runner and took him down for a loss. So it'll be second and looks like that's about a loss of 3. So second and 13 for Westhampton. That was their first offensive play. In motion. They'll pitch it to the right. There's a hole, a little bit of room. He is just at the first down marker at about the 21-yard line. Looks like it. Did he pick up the first? He might be just short for a 3rd and 1.
That's their top running back, Jaden Alfanasjan. Sorry,
Alfanasjan.
It's a very long last name.
Alfanasjan.
That's his. That's their top running back. As we said, we mentioned his stats last week. Had a very good game, having a very great season.
Yeah, you'd expect this offense to be very good, as their New York State rank is number 3, only behind Iona Prep and St. Anthony's. So this is a good football team, and this is a great game here. And they pick up a nice chunk, about 12 yards on the 3rd down. They're still moving as they hand the ball off down to around the 34-yard line.
Run by McIntyre for a first down.
McIntyre with the run and a first down for Westhampton.
Pick up of 13. It'll be 1st and 10.
Pretty clear what the game plan here is early, Doug. Both teams really establishing the run and working pretty well for him.
Yep. We spoke about that before. Not a lot of pass attempts. And it will be interesting to see if Hills West goes more to the pass game. We've not seen Gerald. We know he can throw the football. And maybe get Davon Wright more involved in the offense. 7-7 here with 3:30 to go. Time still ticking. Ball at the 34-yard line. Handoff to the left side. Trying to get the edge. He'll pick up about 4 on the play.
Nice play by Filardi.
That's Tyler Nolan right there. It's a very nice run. He's big. He's a big player. Contained to the outside. Didn't let him get the edge there. That was very nice.
Yeah, Filardi's been stellar at the quarterback position as well as at the safety position. 4 interceptions. So he's been solid on both sides of the ball. He was last year as well. Definitely a difference maker.
Yeah, truly a hard hitter there, guarding the middle of the field. There's
a handoff. He'll bounce it to the outside. Still on his feet. and down to around the 46-yard line. McIntyre again. So that's a first down. Move the chains for the Hurricanes as they're given. They're going with the run game as well, and it's been effective. Neither team has thrown a pass so far. So we'll see. We'll see if they continue with the run. I don't see why they would go away from it as they've picked up a couple first downs here.
Yeah, stick with what's working.
There's the handoff again. Up the middle. Almost lost the football, but taken down for about a 3-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Tackled by Mike Smith.
Mike Smith was in his journalism class last year. Solid player. We spoke about sports. Great guy. Did very good work in that class as well, and he's a great football player. So love to see him doing well. Ball to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 8 for Westhampton. Lewis under center. He will keep it, try to bounce it to the outside. He's got a little bit of room, but a tackle by Sadiq Hines at around the 50-yard line, so that will bring up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Hines making an impact on both sides of the field today. Got a few nice runs on offense, and definitely a nice tackle there.
3rd down and 4 at the Hillswest 49. Pickup of 4 yards.
So Westhampton moving the ball, but Hills West has a chance to get off the field here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ball at the Colts 49-yard line. 4 yards to go till they move the chains. Lewis under center. Nobody in the backfield, but in motion. He goes. Handoff. Up the middle. He'll spin off a tackle, but taken down at the 45-yard line. Does he have enough? Looks like they're going to give it to him. And it's first down.
For the Hurricanes. 5-yard pickup.
These little runs up the middle, they're not having any big gains right now, but definitely keeping the chains moving. 3rd down. Very effective.
1st and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Why would they deviate from it? It's working.
So Westhampton, another first down. And there's a handoff right side. Spins off a tackle. He's got about 3 yards on the play. Should be 2nd and 7 coming. We're getting that his name is Alfano St. John. There you go. There we are. Okay.
You know, that makes a little more sense.
Alfano St. John with the run.
It's a tough spelling there, Doug. I don't blame you.
Yeah, there's no spaces here.
Yeah, there's no spaces on this sheet that we have here, on this very helpful Max Prep sheet. So,
doing our best here. Trying to deliver you everything Hillswest sports. And there's a handoff up the middle. Tries to bounce it to the
Great
outside.
play.
It's a loss of 3. Great play.
Tackled by Big Mike Smith.
And again, Mike Smith. His name comes up again. Great play in the backfield. Tackle for a loss. Yeah, 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
3rd down and 12.
And it's a 3rd down and long 12. And the Colts are looking to get off the field here.
Doug, you and I both wondering, when are we going to see our first pass play?
I don't know, and it might be here. But we've seen both teams have been able to pick up huge chunk plays with the run game. So 12 seems like nothing if they're going to hand it off. It seems today what's been effective for both teams has been the pitch to the outside, trying to work the edge. Both teams have done a great job, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7 between the two 5-0 teams. We'll be back for second quarter action in a few minutes. So we are ready for second quarter action, 7-7 here. Just want to give a quick shout out to a deployed soldier in the Middle East, Charles Dagas. I heard he's watching, and thank you for your service and everything that you've done for this country, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your service, protecting our country, and thanks for joining us today. Big play.
Nice stop by Cedric Gordon, helped out by Big Mike Smith.
So nowhere to go.
Gordon and Smith been the two studs today on defense, hearing their name a lot. Gordon really able to get inside, stop those runs before they even reach the line of scrimmage. So very impressive start for him.
Yeah, nowhere to go. It will bring up a, I believe, third down possibly. So in the shotgun for the first time today.
They're punting, Doug.
Oh, they are punting. I'm sorry. So it was third down, then the stop, and then the punt. So a pretty solid punt, touchdown at around the 23-yard line. And Hills West will get their next try.
Decent starting field position. Seems to have been between the 20 and the 30 to start every drive so far. It's worked pretty well though. We've gotten to the red zone and we scored on one drive and the unfortunate turnover on the last one. But looking for a solid drive here.
Yeah, even on that drive, they were still able to move the ball down the field. Just that one fumble turned it over, and Westhampton moved it to around midfield, where they did punt.
Just want to say while we can, a quick mention to our producer, Mike Arafa, always doing great work for us. And, yeah, doing a great job today, working the scoreboard.
Thank you, Mike.
Great things for us.
Doing a great job. And the Colts offense is ready for another possession. Out left is Davon Wright. Has not gotten the ball yet today. Filardi under center. Oh, looks like maybe possibly another broken play, as Filardi picks up around 2 yards. Should be 2nd and 8. Looks like there's a little bit of miscommunication in the backfield, especially with Justin Brown out of the lineup.
Yeah, I'm going to say if I could find a source of that, I would think it's Justin Brown not being in the lineup, people being mixed up, not where they usually are, and that could lead to some confusion here. So gonna have to fix that up definitely.
So 2nd and 8 for the Hills West offense, and Filardi's under center again. We're going to keep highlighting Davon Wright as he's out to the left. In the backfield, Griffin. In motion, Sadiq Hines. And there's a pitch to the left. It's Griffin. He's trying to find a hole. Cuts upfield, taken down at the 40-yard line. And it's a first down for the Colts.
Great vision right there from Dakeem Griffin, finding the hole all the way on the outside out there. Great, getting a huge gain on the play. And now we're in midfield right now, putting a little drive together.
So another productive drive for the Colts is more chunk plays, especially from the run game. So all 3 drives the Colts have been able to move the ball down the field. It's another handoff for Griffin. He stopped at the line. No gain. Maybe got 1 there, so 2nd and 9. As it looks like Griffin has taken over as the premier back here. And they've mixed in Sadiq. They've mixed in Hines as well.
And you're seeing Davon Wright being put out at wide receiver.
He's
at the top of your screen right now.
He's got to get the ball eventually as they pitch it right. Trying to move up the middle, up the right side. He's taken down. Maybe another gain of 1.
Elliott Porter on that play, getting his first touch of the game.
No gain on a play.
So no gain, and it will be 3rd and 9. So the Colts need a big chunk here to move the chains. Maybe we see a pass play. We've been expecting it all day, but we'll see what happens here. Right out left.
Get the visiting crowd getting loud here, Westhampton.
Yeah, they're on their feet on the opposite side. Filardi. They're on the right side of the field. Filardi in the shotgun. Griffin to his left. There's a snap. Looks like Filardi's going to throw. He's going to air it out left side looking for Davon Wright.
Got him.
Oh, he had him. And it was just dropped. at around the 25-yard line. Great throw by Filardi on the back shoulder. And Davon Wright just couldn't hang on, so 4th and 9 coming. And looks like they're going to punt.
That's a phenomenal throw by Gerald Filardi right there. It's a very difficult throw to make also. 25 yards down the field on the outside corner, on the wide side. Unfortunately dropped by Wright.
Yeah, really dropped it in perfectly. Couldn't have put it any better. The one place you could put it, did.
Yeah, we were waiting for that big play to Wright.
Tough play from Wright, but I'm sure he'll redeem himself later in the game.
Totally. Just didn't connect there. It's a little punt.
Back to punt for the
Yeah,
Colts.
Filardi back to punt. Very interesting. On the 4th and 9. And it's a good one.
Pretty good punt.
And it's going to roll down inside the 25 to around the 23 yard, the 18-yard line. A beautiful punt by the quarterback, Gerald Filardi, doing it on all 3 sides of the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing in high school football. You put guys wherever they can, especially on special teams, because most teams aren't going to have a set punter. So, very interesting seeing the quarterback actually make such a play in special teams.
That was outstanding.
Really was.
And he got the roll. So Westhampton will come out looking for something to go their way. And they're still in the game here, 7-7. Looks like Hills West is really dominated. But I just can't get the big score. That fumble was huge in the red zone. Big crowd here. A huge game. 2 very, very good teams, as we spoke about earlier in the show. And a huge turnout. You'll have to see that, especially with homecoming coming up next week. It is chilly out, and still a lot of fans in attendance. Homecoming next week should be a good game. We'll be on the air as well. There's the snap handoff. He'll try to work the left side, taken down by Davon Wright at around the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 4, I believe, and second. It's a gain of 7, and he's down, and it should be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, this Westhampton running attack seems to be a 3-headed monster a bit. They have Jaden Afamo St. John.
Very good.
They have Tyler Nolan, who just ran that play, and Liam McIntyre, number 12, the big bruising back. So they're kind of like Hills West, who doesn't necessarily just use one running back.
Yeah, got the depth at running back, and it's working. You got to keep the fresh legs out there, and the play designs are really throwing the defenses off so far.
That's a handoff to McIntyre, and he's down at the 30. So that's a first down. And move the chains for Westhampton.
Run by McIntyre. Pickup of 5. It'll be 1st and 10. Tackled by Davon Wright and Michael Carubia.
So a fresh set for Westhampton. And Clark is under center. McIntyre in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Left side. Tries to break free. He picks up a small gain there. That was Tyler Nolan on the play. Similar running attack here. They have Nolan in motion a lot from the wide receiver position coming through the backfield. And similar to what Justin Brown was doing early on. And they have McIntyre sort of as the setback right behind the quarterback, Lewis.
And that might be the key to success here in this division. Both these teams are 5-0. It's clearly working for throughout the season. So these are 2 powerhouses, and it's not really much of a surprise that they run similar game plans.
There's the handoff again. Left side. He's got a hole. He's got a first and more. Taken down at the 46-yard line and a first down for Westhampton.
Pickup of almost 20 yards.
Yeah, these runs to the outside have really been more effective than these inside runs. A lot of motion on these plays, jet sweeps almost, and getting a lot of room outside, getting big chunks.
You get your athletes out in space trying to make a play.
Kelly. Hey, you ever see Puka's mother around the store? Yeah. She's in my gym. Oh, really? All the time. She was excited.
Still a tie game here. 6:20 to go in the second quarter. And a first down for the Hurricanes. Lewis under center with McIntyre in the backfield. McIntyre will get the ball. He'll spin off a tackle down to the 48-yard line.
Nice hit by Seta there.
It's about a gain of 5 yards, and it should be 2nd and 5. Coming up for the Hurricanes. Ms. Madden's joined us in the booth here. Varsity girls soccer assistant coach. Doing a great job in the playoffs as well. As she gives us a look here.
Big win against Shore.
Yes.
Big win. Big win yesterday, senior day.
That should have solidified it. Senior day.
And here's Lewis
I don't know.
under center. Pitch left to McIntyre. He'll cut up the field. Nowhere to go.
hit.
Absolutely demolished. Wow, huge hit.
What a big stop by
Ran into a brick wall right there.
Cedric Gordon really the star on this defense today, making plays all over the field for a big boy getting out there too.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field.
One Westhampton player is down right now. So the players will get a break.
But a great play there by the Colts defense, doing a great job trying to stop Westhampton. With 5:11 to go here in the first half, 7-7. So on the scoreboard, it looks great for Westhampton, as they've done a nice job staying in this game. But if you've tuned in for this whole game, you've seen that the Colts have been able to do a great job moving the ball down the field. Just can't put up points, and we'll keep going back to that fumble, a huge play inside the red zone, and really gave Westhampton some momentum.
Right, not just inside the red zone, that's inside the 5. They were ready to punch it in right there, and huge turn of momentum, huge turn of events right there.
Yeah, may not be going with that QB keeper later in the game. The handoffs have been working. The outside runs to the versatile running backs have been working. So hopefully that quarterback fumble doesn't come back to bite the Colts, but it's definitely lingering pretty big in this game right now.
It's nice. The defense has looked solid, though. Again, Westhampton's points did not come on offense. It was a kickoff return for a touchdown on technically their first play touching the ball. So the Colts defense has been solid so far, keeping them outside of the red zone, outside the end zone.
So the ball at the 50-yard line for the Hurricanes as they get ready to run another offensive play.
3rd and 6 here, Doug. See what they go with.
They have not thrown a pass yet. Colts have thrown one pass. There's
His
the
pass
handoff. Looks like
wide
they're going to throw it
open.
down the field. There it is. It's caught on the sideline. Missed tackle by Filardi. There he goes, looking for a strip, and he's taken down at the 18-yard line. A huge play, the first pass play that we've seen, and it comes off a little trickery.
Yeah, really an interesting design. You see it a lot in high school and college with the handoffs. Run to the outside, stop, pass, guy wide open down the field. Great play design by Westhampton. Definitely throwing off the Colts defense. Filardi could not get there in time, but definitely great play design by Westhampton.
Yeah, good move by the guy who caught that. That was Paul Boughton, number 10. He made a great play, not only going to the ball, but catching it and making a guy miss.
Yeah, great
for a big game.
Yeah, great play design there. They've went with the run on that play a lot, and he was wide open down the sideline for a huge play as they're now in the red zone. There's another handoff left side.
Oh, almost a shoestring tackle there, Doug.
And he's going to pick up a huge gain, possibly a first down, as they're just outside the 5-yard line.
Didn't quite get the push off the defensive line there. Gerald Filardi was able to get in and disrupt the play, but not enough because a lot of the front line players were not necessarily involved in that play.
Yeah, that was Tyler Nolan again, doing a great job in the backfield all day. And it's McIntyre now behind Lewis, the quarterback. But in motion again. Up the middle, it's McIntyre. He's going to go in untouched. It's a touchdown for Westhampton, and they will take a 6-point lead with the PAT pending. Wow. Just exploded through the hole, and that was easy.
I think I jinxed it before when I said no red zone and no end zone plays so far for the Westhampton Hurricanes. But, yeah, that was a opened hole on 2nd and short, able to get into the end zone.
Definitely an impressive drive there for Westhampton. That reverse play, obviously the difference, and the run game really working for him.
So to make it a 7-point game, we saw last year Hills West is able to get after the kick, and that one almost blocked, but it's good. Looks like it was deflected by Wright coming off the left side, and we did see that a lot last year. A lot of blocked kicks from both sides. And special teams has been a huge part of this game.
The special teams definitely a big difference here in high school football. Got the kickoff return, kicks being made. So no really mishaps yet.
Yeah, with 4:24 to go here in the first half.
And just a little update on Justin Brown. He has not left that table over there. He's still being worked on. Looks like an ankle injury, something to his one of his legs over there. Obviously, we don't know if he's going to return to this game, but we're very hopeful.
And we'll let you know if we hear anything too.
Yeah, Colts looking to respond here with not that much time remaining. We're under 5 minutes. So let's see if the Colts can get on the scoreboard again. And they've almost hit a wall on offense where they haven't been able to pick up those chunk yards they had early on in the first quarter ever since number 1 checked out.
Yeah, I think on this drive you might look to see a little bit of Davon Wright involved in this offense. We know he's a very talented runner, so look to see him get some plays. Maybe not just passing down the field, but a little bit in the backfield, a little bit of running action.
Yeah, he was involved in the last drive. Almost connected with Gerald Filardi for a huge pass play, but I'd expect to see him in the run game here. You got to give your senior explosive back, especially from last year, an opportunity to make a difference here. So they will kick it off to the Colts. It's another boomer. But this one at the 10-yard line, received by Davon Wright. He'll go up the middle, slips off a tackle, still on his feet, twisting his way down to the 39-yard line. Colts will start with the ball at that spot. Huge return.
Yeah, great return there by Wright. When you get the ball in his hands, good things will happen. I'm sure they'll try to get that going on this drive.
That's the athleticism we were talking about. He's one of the best athletes on this field, no matter what field he's playing on necessarily. And just look for more of that. Look for more great plays from number 21.
Special delivery. Some snacks coming into the building. So the Colts will take the ball with 4:18 to go in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Griffin. Up the middle, slips off a couple tackles, still on his feet. There he goes up the right side. Can he go all the way? There he goes for 6. It's a touchdown to Kim Griffin, an explosive run, and Hills West is back. Only down by 1.
Yeah, it can't be understated how important Griffin has been to this offense today. And Brian, go ahead. I know you had something good to say.
Yeah, we were talking about number 21 getting involved. There's number 20. He's actually related to Davon Wright, and that was a very explosive play going down the field right there.
Huge touchdown, and we talk about responses. It's been a game of huge responses after a Westhampton score. It only takes one play for the Colts to go all the way down and put 6 on the board. There's a bad snap, and it's going to be no good. So the snap skipped to the holder, Filardi, and Mandel just could not get it to go. So a 1-point lead for Westhampton, 14-13, with 4:07 to go in the first half.
As the cheerleaders do their second routine of the day.
Yeah, Doug, like you just brought up, special teams lingers big here in high school football. So kick. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt the Colts.
Tough play, and you see it in the NFL as well.
You do.
A lot of big plays come off. The scores, the games are decided by 1 or 2 points because some of these kickers just can't make their PATs, which is just tough. They used to be automatic. They moved it back, and it makes it more difficult. But here, we're talking about a high school kicker, soccer player, and Matt Mandel. Really bad snap, a skipper. Almost like he's skipping rocks. And just couldn't get the hold up there.
Yeah, it can't be understated, or it can't be overstated how important special teams is to the game. You lose games by 1 point, lose by 2. Special teams usually the difference, you know?
Or lose by 12, because last week when the Packers lost by 12 points, their kicker ended up missing. Mason Crosby ended up missing 4 field goals and an extra point in that game. So it's very important. Definitely, like you said, can't be overstated.
And he was not cut, which is very interesting. It's tough to cut that guy.
He's been there for a while. I don't think it's interesting. He's a veteran kicker on that team.
He'll bounce back.
He will bounce.
I don't know about that.
Just a rough game. He was also one of the top kickers of the season so far.
Well, not after that performance.
Cedric Gordon on to kickoff.
Cedric Gordon, the defensive star on this offense, on the defense, will kick off. We saw him in warm-ups, absolutely blasting balls to the other half of the field. And that's a tower out to the 15-yard line. He'll take the ball, try to cut up the middle. Not a lot of room there. Nice tackle by Jake Seta.
Good to see Seta getting involved in special teams over there.
Excellent tackle, and a great linebacker on this stout Hills West defense.
30-yard line with 4:02 remaining in the half.
Still under that 5-minute mark with about 4 minutes to go. 1 point game. So the Colts looking for a stop. They were able to get a stop. They could possibly get the ball back. They have 2 timeouts. They used one early on in the first quarter. There's a handoff off the middle. Nowhere to go. A mound of red jerseys all over the ball carrier. And it will bring up 2nd and 10.
By a host of Hills West players, including Brandon Manley.
Manley.
No gain on the play.
Great guy. Saw him before the game. Wished him luck. Solid player on that defense as well. And I watched an interview before school started when they did at their summer workouts with Filardi and Keith Slaughter, another solid player on the defense.
Yeah, that was definitely a great feature. Check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. News 12, I think, did it.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Great answers by both players. There's going to be a handoff, working the left side, and taken down at the 35-yard line.
Pick him up 3 on the play.
Gain of 3. Should be 3rd and about 7 after the no gain on first down.
That was either a keeper or a broken play there as the quarterback ran to the left side, but like that was actually a big issue for the Colts earlier, as we were talking about before. The broken plays. So if that was one of those, you don't want to get a string of those like we did earlier.
A very crucial play here, 3rd and 5. Hills West looking to get a stop here and put in some more points before half.
It's going to be a handoff and a pitch play back to around the 40-yard line and a tackle.
Didn't get it.
Now looks like they're going to throw a flag.
Yeah, it was a late hit. Definitely hit him right after he went out of bounds.
Yeah, that was Alphon St. John.
Alphano St. John.
Alphano
one
St.
of
John.
the better last names I've heard, honestly. Wish I had a three-part last
Right?
name like
I mean,
that.
that's kind of cool.
Flat House St. John.
Yeah, Flathouse St. John, Dixon St. John.
So it looked like the run had enough for the first down anyway. But after the late hit out of bounds, it will move the chains. And Westhampton still has the ball. The 43-yard line. With 2:36 to go here in the first half.
It's definitely not what you wanted there. Hills West, 3rd and 5. You got a chance to get back on the field with less than 3 minutes to go in the half. But the run, the big penalty added on, moves Westhampton into plus territory.
Yeah, aggressive play there by Filardi trying to get him to the ground, but just a little bit too much, just a little late. So the ball is at the 43-yard line of the Colts. Westhampton looking to add to their total. 14-13 lead.
No one in the backfield now. McIntyre spaced out to the left.
Yeah. Lewis will get the snap. He'll hand it off left side. Up the middle, little burst. Tackled down by Filardi.
Great form tackle by Filardi right there.
Yeah, at the 36-yard line.
We're nearing the 2-minute drill right now, as there's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on that clock. Maybe start throwing the ball.
Yeah, that was Nolan again with a big run. And they're just going to let time keep ticking. 2:10 now. Hills West makes a substitution. I believe that's number 50, West Prusia.
Westhampton also has all 3 timeouts left. Have not used any of them this half.
There's a play-action fake. Rolling to the right. He'll keep it. Has a nice chunk down to the 30, and that's a first down for the Hurricanes. As time continues to tick, now to 1:45, and the clock has stopped. Looks like they'll run the clock now. So first down, the clock stops.
Hills West crowd complaining for a holding call there. I definitely saw one also on the near side over here.
So no call and a fresh set for Westhampton with 1:30 to go. Time still moving. They do have 3 timeouts. There's a handoff left side. They'll get about 3 yards on the play.
That's a sophomore right there, Aiden Casara, getting his first touch of the game.
That's about the fourth guy they've gotten involved in the run game there, Brian.
Yeah, similar for both offenses, getting guys involved in the run game. We've only seen 2 passes between the 2 offenses. One hit big for Westhampton. The other one just came up a bit short for the Colts, and that's really the turning point. That one big pass play.
Right,
determined,
Westhampton was able to march down the field right after
Yep,
that. So
exactly. It's going to be another play-action fake. He's going to throw down the middle of the field, looking for his man. It is dropped. Great defensive play.
Porter, great closeout by Elliott Porter right there.
Exceptional play. Looked like the wide receiver there, Paul Boughton, had a chance. He was the man who caught the ball on the one pass play for Westhampton on the huge trick play that they had, and Porter was able to close in and knock the ball away. Great defensive play.
Right, obviously a difficult throw to make, especially at the high school level, 40 yards down the field. But that ball does have to be a little bit more toward the far side of the field in order to keep it away from Porter there.
So now 3rd down with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Lewis under center. He'll pitch it out
It's a throw.
to the right. They're going to throw it again. Look back for the quarterback, Lewis. Instead, they're going to toss it off, and it's a short gain. Good tackle by Wright down to around the 23-yard line.
Number 10, Paul Boughton.
Looked like Westhampton used the first time out here, Doug.
Yeah, that was a quick pass out to Alfano St. John.
And Elliott Porter, timeout Westhampton. They picked up 4. It'll be 4th down and 2.
So 4th and 2 with 34 seconds. So they're at about the 23-yard line. You'd think they try a field goal here. It's tough, though, in high school. 23 turns into add a little 17 to that. Check my math here. I believe that is a 40-yarder.
The ball's on the 22 plus 17, 39.
It's an excellent calculation you made there,
About
Doug.
a 39-yard field goal, which is
great work there.
that's a pretty far field goal.
Yeah, it is,
especially
for
in
a
high school.
guy, for sure. It's a lot of college kickers that can't make 39-yard field goals.
A lot of NFL kickers can't make 39-yarders.
Mason Crosby.
You know what's funny? These guys, it's very interesting. Some miss about 28-yard field goals, and then they go and hit a 40-yarder in the NFL. Very interesting to see when that happens. It happened last week, I believe. I'm not sure.
There were some short ones.
Yeah, there was a couple
63-yarder to win the game against the Giants. So
little inconsistency with the kickers, especially in the NFL. But one guy who's very consistent, who we watch week in and week out, Justin Tucker on the Baltimore Ravens. The guy's the tank.
yes, that's my fantasy kicker right there. So number 1 kicker in fantasy, number 1 kicker in the
By the
NFL.
way, that guy wins leagues. Puts up about 15 a week. I mean, really solid player.
Yeah. Wins leagues, wins games,
It's pretty
wins
remarkable.
championships.
And if you want more fantasy help, check out the Fantasy Football Breakdown on
Around-
Apple Podcasts.
Around
solid advice right there.
Yeah, noon every Thursday. Pretty good show. Me and Doug
Real solid.
dishing out some great advice.
I mean, if you need help, just tune in. It's great. It's a great show. So Lewis is under center. He'll hand it off right side. Cutting up the middle, spinning off tacklers. There's 2 spins, and he'll keep his feet moving down to the 10-yard line. It's a first down with 27 seconds to go. Timeout Westhampton. Oh, no, it's a first down, so time stops.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line of Hills West.
Similar to college, on a first down, the time does stop. And it will start rolling at 26. There's a handoff up the middle, and nowhere to go. A huge play by Cedric Gordon.
He is everywhere right now.
Wow, we've said his name a lot, and he's coming off the edge as an
Timeout,
absolute
Westhampton.
monster.
It's a big, powerful dude right there.
Yeah, Gordon's been all over the place today. Really athletic for a big guy, too.
Yeah, 18 seconds to go. Ball at the 12-yard line.
You have to know where 77 is if you're game planning over there on the Westhampton sideline.
So we'll see what they do. They have, I believe, 1 timeout remaining, as they've used 2. So they could probably run one more run play here, try and get in, because their run game has been so effective. And then maybe take a shot for the end zone, and then potentially a field goal try. If they stayed where they were, it would be about where the extra point is, maybe 5 yards back from that. Maybe 2 yards back from that. I think it's at the 10-yard line is the extra point.
And, Doug, it's pretty crucial. If Westhampton scores a touchdown here, they do get the ball to start the second half. because Hills West had that big long drive at the beginning of the first quarter. So to go up potentially 8 points going into half and getting the ball could be a game changer here.
Yeah, the Colts really do need to stop here. At least keep Westhampton at 3. Make it a 4-point game. But you never know. As we said, high school kickers, we'd have to see if he could connect. Looks like a cart has been brought out on the field. And that is the athletic trainer cart.
Justin Brown's still on that table. Wonder if they're going to bring him in.
Yeah, it does have his helmet on.
It's interesting that he has his helmet on, but he hasn't left that table yet.
Yeah, very interesting as Lewis is under center. They'll pitch it left. Looking for a hole. Tries to get the edge and nowhere to go.
Filardi.
Taking down at the 9. Great tackle by Filardi.
Way to keep him in bounds also, if that clock keeps ticking. Or make him use that last time.
Yeah, that's a timeout. So they'll have none remaining with 7 seconds to go. And should be a field goal try here.
Sun's coming out too, Doug. Coincidence?
Yeah.
We'll see how much faith they have in their kicking.
Really?
Because if they want to come away with points, field goal might be the best way to go. But let's see how much faith they have.
Yeah, really turned out to be a nice day here at the Hills West turf. It was chilly early on. A little bit of rain. But the sun's come out. And we've got great football here.
For sure.
So 7 seconds remaining. And let's see what Westhampton does. Do they trust their kicker to make the balls at the 10-yard line? So did they trust their kicker to make a 27-yard field goal, which is about an extra point, I'd believe. Maybe a little bit longer. Or would they go for the end zone? They're only 10 yards out. They have not thrown the ball. They've thrown it one time. Here, the only real play choices I think you have is either a really quick pass to the outside, get out of bounds, or possibly a throw to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Westhampton head coach here, Brian Schomwaffel. A little hard to pronounce.
Yeah,
tough
great
spelling.
job by you. Wow.
Thank you. And it's got a decision to make here. 3rd and 10, 7 seconds left. They do not have any timeouts, so we'll see if they take a shot to the end zone or they bring out the field goal team. It's tough, though. Tough decision.
Yeah, they're really talking it over. And expect Cedric Gordon to make a big play here, coming off the edge. He just looks like a monster compared to everybody else. Just a complete.
Someone whose name we haven't called too much today, Joey Venezia. Let's see him get involved on a little pass rush here.
Yeah, as we spoke, he had 4 interceptions this season.
Oh,
But looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Tried from 27 yards.
The holder, Jeff McBurney, who's listed as QB on Max Prep. So.
And there's the kick, and it is good.
Pretty good kick there, Doug.
So we spoke about special teams. Didn't know if he could connect from 27, and he does. So it is now a 4-point game.
With 4 seconds to go, we'll see if that. It's been a game of big plays for sure. So anything could happen here with 4 seconds left.
Could expect a little bit of a squibber.
Yeah.
Here, try to run out the clock.
But a squib, that's still 4 seconds for them to run a play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them come out and take a shot, maybe, or even a running play. Their last touchdown was like a 70-yard run with Dakeem Griffin.
Yeah, I just want to say Hills West holding to a field goal there. I think they're viewing that as a win. You know, could go down to the half, down a touchdown, and then Westhampton getting the ball coming out. I think being down only 4 points, pretty big success.
Yeah, if we think ahead, Westhampton will get the ball, and if they connect on another field goal, it's only a 7-point game. So a huge play there for the Colts to limit them to only 3 points. A touchdown there is almost a killer.
Bend, don't break defense.
Yep. Great job. And with 4 seconds to go, we'll see what the Hurricanes decide on. They've had a couple decisions to make, and their special teams unit has been pretty good. A lot of kicks down to around the goal line inside the 10. So they could possibly just boot it down and force a return. The problem is that you give the ball to Davon Wright, a huge athletic playmaker with an opportunity to run it back to the house with only 4 seconds left. So interesting, tough decision to make for the Hurricanes. And it's Davon Wright and Dakeem Griffin back. So both have been effective. And they are very good playmakers. They'll move up to around the 15. That's where they expect it to be. And the kick is up. It's a squib kick. Looks like it's going to be fielded by Davon Wright at around the 15-yard line. There he goes up the middle. Tackled down. And that
Double
should
zeros.
do it for the first half. So a eventful
That's a half. Davon Wright.
first half for both teams. Westhampton with 17 points and the Colts with 13. And we'll be back for second half action. Great game here between two undefeated teams. And we'll go to halftime.
Cheeseburgers, chicken fingers.